Central banks, like the Bank of England, are confronted with tough challenges all the time, from the economic effects of COVID lockdowns, the conflict in Ukraine, to the increasing impacts of climate change. My Bank of England colleagues and I examined past financial disasters, in particular the 2007-2009 global financial crisis, which was without doubt one of the most turbulent events in the history of the world's financial markets. With the world banking system on the edge of collapse, many countries sunk into deep recession with catastrophic consequences, including millions of people being driven into unemployment. We explored ideas about how to model turbulence and analyze its many economic implications, and developed an analytical framework to study the problem. Central to our insights was identifying two forms of financial turbulence: transitory volatility and core volatility. Transitory volatility refers to short-lived events caused by reactions from jumpy or spooked investors. In these cases, there is no need for central banks to intervene other than perhaps offer reassurance, which generally calms the market. One can think of transitory volatility as when a plane hits turbulence in mid-flight. As a passenger, you cannot help but worry when the plane hits a rough patch, especially if you are a nervous flyer. Many investors react similarly when presented with news that seems troubling at first, and may in panic withdraw their savings or investments, for instance. However, as with plane turbulence, the jitters soon pass and normal activity resumes. In contrast, core volatility refers to the more serious, systemic, long-term issues with the financial system and the economy. It is these fundamental issues that central banks really need to focus their efforts on. Being able to define and identify these two types of volatility could significantly help the Bank of England to refine its response to market volatility and thereby safeguard the stability of the UK financial system and the wider economy. The research provides a tool to distinguish cases of turbulence when they do and do not need to intervene. This means their precious time and resources can be focused on efforts to address the more serious issues where it makes a substantial difference. The findings have been particularly beneficial to the bank's regular stress testing exercises. This is where a central bank looks to the year ahead for threats to banks and the financial system, and from this advises each bank on how much capital to set aside to withstand any possible blow and reduce the risk of dangerous situations spiraling out of control, as occurred, for instance, during the global financial crisis. This keeps the bank safer, with obvious advantages for every person who relies upon stable banks to look after savings, mortgages, and manage investments, as well as business which needs a stable source of credit to finance their operations. We all hope that a financial event as terrible as the global financial crisis will not happen again. But of course, no one can guarantee that it won't, as the current situation faced globally, which will continue to cause very serious challenges for some time to come, demonstrates. However, this deeper understanding of financial turbulence and its relationship to the wider economy stands to reduce the likelihood of another disaster as grave as the global financial crisis happening again, as well as reduce any fallout. This places the Bank of England in a better position to deal with turbulence when it does occur.